Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Keith's Kitchen. The new year is here, and I gotta tell you, I was really excited for a fresh start, but I don't know. Kind of symbolic of what's been going on. I've already broken my diet, so I'll have to wait till next January to kickstart my health journey again for the 16th year in a row. So this week I'm doing a guilty pleasure of mine, a great cold weather food. It's chicken pot pie, but I'm doing a little different. I'm doing fried chicken, okay? I bought some fried chicken from a local grocery store. It was on sale. It was, they made it in the morning, had to sell it by the end of the day. So I got cheap fried chicken and I pulled it all off, and I'm gonna use that instead of regular chicken. You could do this with like chicken breasts or chicken thighs or something, but I'm doing it with cold, well, it'll be hot in there, but cold fried chicken. So let's make chicken pot pie. All right, to begin, we're gonna need to preheat the oven to 425 degrees and pull out some refrigerated pre-made pie crust. Now you can make your own, but I ain't fancy, okay? Just take these out, we're gonna set them on the countertop for about 15-20 minutes while we make our filling, which is gonna go into this medium saucepan over medium heat. We're gonna grab a medium amount of butter. This is 1/3 of a cup, denoted by the handy dandy measurement on the package. It's really nice of them to think ahead, think of us like that. So anyway, you're gonna add in that 1/3 cup of butter right into your pot, and once it's melted over medium heat, add in a 1/2 cup of diced onion and 2 cloves of diced or minced garlic rather. And we're gonna let those simmer for just about a minute or so at medium heat in that butter, and then we're going to add in some herbs. So here I have about 1/2 tablespoon of fresh rosemary and thyme, 1/2 tablespoon of each, and we're going to saute that in the butter, and you'll see there it makes a really nice buttery, garlicky, onion, herby stuff. Now this is 1/3 cup of white flour, and when you add equal parts of flour, and this is a 1/2 teaspoon each of salt and pepper. When you add equal parts of flour to fat, it creates what's called a roux. As you can see here, it's a little flour and oil paste. And then we're going to add in about 1/2 cup of milk. So when you add milk into a roux, you get a bechamel sauce. And this is going to be a really great base for gravy. And the way we make it gravy, once you've added in all of that, is to add in 1 3/4 cups of chicken broth. So this is just regular old salted chicken broth. I added it all in slowly and stirred. And you see it came together into a nice gravy consistency. I did simmer it over the medium heat for about 5 to 7 minutes just to reduce it down a little bit. Now we're going to add in the rest of the stuff for our filling. Now this is the chicken that I pulled, the fried chicken. This is about, probably about 2.5 cups of the pulled fried chicken. You could use raw chicken, but you'd have to cook it first. Again, about the same amount, about 1 pound. And this is 2 cups of carrot and pea and corn mixture. This was actually a frozen mixture. I filled it a little too full, so that's okay. But anyways, a frozen mixture that I thawed and then just poured right in, so that's nice and easy. And there you go. So there's your filling. We're going to set this off to the side to cool just a little bit off the heat while I prepare the pie dish. So you're going to take a 9-inch pie dish. This is about a 9.5-inch one. It was a little big. That's okay. And you're going to lay out your very first roll of room temperature pre-made pie dough. You're going to press it out into the corners. I guess there's no corners. It's circular. But you're going to press it out into the form of the dish. And then you're going to take your cooled mixture. It doesn't have to cool completely, just a little bit. And you are going to spoon it in right on top of that crust, and you're going to fill it in. You don't want to overflow, so be careful with that. I actually put a little bit too much in. So then once you do that, you're going to very awkwardly attempt to crimp it. Now, I've never crimped a pie crust, as you can see by my tossed hands. I was a little frustrated with it, but you know what? I kind of came up with something that looked rustic. That's the word I would use. It's generous. Rustic. Anyway, once you've done that, don't forget to cut 4 slits about 2 inches long into the top of the pie crust. This will keep the pie crust from ballooning out and possibly popping up a little too high. And pop that pie right in the oven for about 20 minutes And you'll notice after 20 minutes, it's looking really nice and dark around the crust, but you don't want to burn the crust. So what we're going to do is we're going to make these little, it's called a collar, I think, out of tin foil. Now, I've never made one of these either, so I did a really bad job. And, you know, it's also hot, and tin foil conducts heat really easily, so I was trying to be really careful with how I did this, and I kept burning my fingers. And anyway, it would have been easier to cover the entire thing with one big sheet of foil and then taking some kitchen scissors and like cut the top part out so it's just covering the crust. And again, that keeps the crust from browning but lets the top brown. But anyway, you live and learn, okay? So yeah, so once you're done, pop that back in the oven for another 20 minutes, and you'll see my sad collars did a great job of keeping the crust from getting too dark. And let it stand for about 5 minutes, and your pot pie, your fried chicken pot pie, is done. All right, the chicken pot pie is done, and I appreciate you suffering through my horrible pie shell crimping and my horrible pie crust collar making. I've never done it before, so this is a learning experience right along with you. So anyway, here is the pie. Let's see if it'll focus. Yes, it will. There it is. And I gotta say, it smells and looks pretty good. Wish I'd done an egg wash. That's okay. Live and learn. Round 2. So you know what? I have not had this yet, so I'm gonna try this right along with you guys. Full disclosure, it's super hot, as I'm sure you can see. Ooh, steamy. All right, so let's give this a taste. Fried chicken pot pie. Ah! Right off the bat, this is fantastic. A little piece of fried chicken. That's great. I will say, I was a little conservative with the salt. I probably should have done a little bit more. You can always put salt on top, right? Remember? So this is okay. This is completely fine, and I'm really happy with this. It tastes really classic. I really didn't do anything crazy with this. I kept it, yeah, classic, I think is the word that I would describe the way that this tastes. This is really good. I'm gonna take a bite of just the filling to see if I can just get some of that. So here's the just the filling. So the herbs, the rosemary and thyme, really, and then the vegetables and everything, really makes it taste like it's like a chicken soup, like a chicken noodle soup with gravy in a pie. I love it. This is fantastic. The year's looking up already. Thanks for watching Keith's Kitchen. I'll be back at you next week with episode 40. See you later.